Hey guys, I'm Michael,
What's up? I'm Tony.
and welcome to MT Talk Show. Yeah, that's right, talk show.
Not
We
podcast.
not podcast. We revamped it to talk show because, well, people they watch talk shows, now listen to them. So, the name podcast would indicate, I guess, that this is something you could probably listen to and not really watch. And well, we're too funny not to be watched, especially him, the way he looks. So,
Somebody's gonna be funny looking.
nah. So, I don't know if any of you guys saw the actual written post I did on MT Talk Show, formerly known as MT Podcast. I did let everybody know that we were sick. We were all sick
For a little while.
I wound up having the flu and pneumonia. I had to go to the hospital. They wanted to put me in ICU, and I wound up not staying. They did give me 2 courses of antibiotics while I was there, and a bag of fluid because I was really dehydrated. But Kat got first sick. We've been all sick for about a month and a half, 2 months. And so Kat got sick first with just a cold, and then that's when I got sick with the pneumonia and the flu. And then Tony got a little coughing and like a lot of phlegm. Then we thought we were okay for about a week. And then all of a sudden, Kat got sick all over again. But this time it was worse. It was almost like she had the flu. So I've been pretty much taking care of her for a couple of weeks, for about 3-4 weeks.
I've been coughing up a storm and still am a little bit. And my voice was about almost gone the other day. I just woke up one morning and just didn't have voice.
That
Coughing
was
up.
Kat too. Kat was like, barely could talk.
Voice is not all there. It's still a little bit shot, but it's better than it was.
Well, I've been having a little breathing problems myself. I think these bad boys are causing me to have COPD.
I'm telling you, it's time to go away.
When I was in the hospital, they asked me, "Do you have COPD?" I'm like, "No." They was like, "Well, you might want to get some tests done to rule out if you have COPD." There's like some of these symptoms seem like maybe it's COPD. But so yeah, we haven't been on really in like
For a little while.
4 to 6 weeks, and that's hurt us a lot in the YouTube world, especially with the YouTube algorithm. And in the meantime, I've been trying to find some cheap equipment for us, and I was trying to get like some microphones for us to have like on our shirts or whatever.
You can hear is better over anything.
And well, first person on Facebook Marketplace, it's the weirdest thing. They wanted to leave the item at their door, but they wasn't going to be home. Well, they wanted $10 for these it's wireless microphones, like legit, and it plugs up to my iPhone and all that good stuff. So they wanted $10 for it. It was like really cheap and really weird that they only wanted $10. So I asked them, I said, "You have change for 20? They're like, "No, I won't be home. You just leave the money under the mat." It just felt weird. It felt off and unsafe, so I didn't go. And then the other person had it's the same exact name brand microphones and all for like $20. I messaged them and asked them if there was 2 microphones, and they never responded back. So I've been trying to do some things to to make the channel a little better, but it's not working all that great. And I know you guys have seen the Amazon link, so if you guys could hit that up and get us some microphones, or hell, even like because we're, believe it or not, we're using a like foot tall Miracle Grow canister to hold up our iPhone right now. If you had some kind of like tripod you could buy for us, that would be great too. So, but anyways, we really want to
Sorry.
see. Poor Tony. He's not had the roughest, but roughest, is that even a word?
Yeah.
How about this?
At least in my vocabulary.
At least in the Southerners' vocabulary. How about this? He's not had it the worst out of all of us, but poor Tony, all he does is cough. From the time he gets up in the morning until the time he goes to bed. Plus, I think another thing
I do
is,
it in my sleep.
well, you have sleep apnea. You guys should hear him sleep. He sleeps. It's funny though. When we're watching TV show, we're in the living room. Me and Kat in the living room watching TV. His room's like far down that way, and the TV get a little loud. His snore will get even louder. It's like him and his snoring his snoring and the TV's in competition with each other. It's very funny, but he'll you
Not
can hear
really,
it.
though.
You actually, yeah.
Well, I'm still snoring, but then I wake up
He wakes up a lot now,
and I'm just coughing.
but he also stops breathing in his sleep too. So that's sleep apnea, which I have sleep apnea too. But I'm not wearing a sleep apnea machine. Screw that. I'm not doing it. It's like I know my great grandmother's second husband. He actually died because he got tangled up in the cords in his sleep apnea machine. So yeah, that's terrible. And all the oxygen, stuff is too much. And it's not attractive. We're young, We can't get it to hot babes, with a sleep apnea machine. Imagine bringing a chick home. Yeah, girl, I gotta put this thing on while I go to sleep.
Somebody thinks it's hot.
Me, I still got a lot of mucus going on, and my throat is hoarse. So you can tell it sounds like I've got some congestion going on.
It's the cigarettes.
It could be the cigarettes. But I'm hot as hell right now. I want to take my shirt off, but the way it looked beforehand, I was pasty as hell. And all you've seen is
White.
and a bunch of
Scary.
brown or black hair everywhere.
He would have scared you guys off.
I look like a damn bear.
I was going to say hippopotamus, but we'll go with bear.
That's fucked up.
That's okay.
That's fucked up, dude. But yeah, we're trying to pump content out for you guys. We're trying to improve the best way we can. And we're trying to get, trying to do the best we can to make you guys laugh. That's the point of this thing, man. We want to talk about the stuff, but we also want to make you laugh too.
So halftime, we sound like a broken record.
No, not really.
Most videos were like, we're just trying to make you guys laugh, or we want to do stuff for you guys. About every single video. So we sound like a broken record, yes, but we're just trying to get you guys' attention. We're just trying to say, hey, we're here. Watch us.
We're waiting for you guys to actually share our content. I know we're boring. I know the background's boring and it's the same thing. I know I sit in the same seat every time. I know Tony wears the same shirt every damn time. But,
I promise, I do have more shirts. It's just this is the most comfortable.
Guess who has to do his laundry? I do.
You don't have to.
You
offer.
expect me to.
No, I don't.
You expect me to.
No.
Yes, because if I didn't do it, you'd be shit out of luck. Because you go to bed super early. But here's my clothes. I got to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so here's my clothes.
No,
I got to have work clothes.
I asked if I can use the washing machine.
And I have stuff in the washer.
Well, then take it out so I can wash my stuff.
No.
And put it back in later.
No.
Well.
Anyways.
Now, let's rephrase this. He says I go to bed early. His early is anything before 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
This man stays up till 5 in the morning, then goes to bed. And he's like, it's normal for everybody. No. The normal person goes to bed between 10 and midnight. Then they wake up and they either go to school or they go to work around 7, 6:30, 7. He wouldn't know that.
No. There's night owl people out there. If you're a night owl person, comment down below. Night owl. Let's hear it. But there's people out there that like to go to bed around the same time I do. I'll be honest with you. Actually, it ain't around no 5 o'clock. I go to bed around sometimes 6:30, 7 o'clock. The sun's just starting to come up.
You're making it worse. I'm trying to help you. You're making it worse
No,
for yourself.
But here's the thing, and then
But you take naps throughout the day. That's what keeps you up all night.
No.
You sleep from 6 to 10.
No. I sleep like that because I sleep bad.
Yeah.
If you guys watch me sleep, I'm not going to ever show you how I sleep because I'm actually embarrassed. Mouth hole hanging on.
That's about most of us.
I ain't even kidding. My mouth's fucking hung open. I'm drooling on myself.
That's half the people out here.
It's ugly. It's ugly when I sleep. I'm an ugly sleeper.
If there's a sleeping beauty out there, I'd like to see it because most people I've ever known, they all sleep. We all ugly when we sleep.
I don't know why. I have this thing where I sit up on the side of the bed. So, say the bed's we'll just use my cigarette pack for example. Say the bed's flat like this, right? People usually lay there like this. I sit up on the side of the bed and sit up like I'm sitting up like in a chair or something. And I fall asleep sitting up. And I'll have the cover wrapped around me really tight. And I got my fan blowing. And I got the air conditioner on 63 degrees in the house. Yes, 63 degrees. I gotta have it cold when I sleep. Tony hates it. But I gave Tony this huge, it wouldn't be considered a quilt, would it? What would it be?
It's just a big cover, I guess.
Yeah. The thing's thick. It's like this thick.
It's just a big bed cover, I guess. I don't know.
Tony sleeps really good in that thing.
Yep.
But today it peaked to about 85 degrees here in North Carolina. And right now I'm itchy because I've been hot all day. When I get hot, I get itchy. That's how my skin is. It's like, I can't stand it. That's why I'm glad I'm not going to hell and I'm going to heaven. Because if I went to hell and I have to scratch myself to death 24/7, I'd lose my fucking mind. I hate the heat. I can't stand the heat. I'm hot nature as is, and now I don't mind a nice, actual warm temperature, but there's a difference though. Here in North Carolina, we have a lot of humidity. We'll have stuff like 100% humidity in the summer months. Stuff like that. It's you just step outside, you're not even doing nothing. You step outside and you just automatically start sweating. That's how it is in North Carolina. That's why I thought about moving to Tennessee. I wonder if it's the same thing in Tennessee or Georgia.
Probably. Well, if you don't want to go to Georgia, that's where the devil went, remember? So he probably brought some heat down there, so it's probably hotter.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. we'll just move to Maine or Canada.
Go Connecticut.
We'll go to Vancouver, Connecticut.
That's fine.
Well, I don't know if you saw, because Tony has access to the same thing I have access to. On his phone, he signed in as MT Podcast on his YouTube channel, or on his YouTube app. So am I. On the YouTube Studio app, he's also signed into that. So I don't know if you saw, but we do have some viewers in Canada.
That's pretty cool.
And we also have some in like New Zealand. There was one I saw, some like they're very small percentages though.
Yeah.
Like in Africa and Asia.
Yeah.
So some people in Africa and Asia saw us. But,
they like us.
And the people in Africa and Asia, they use a lot of subtitles.
Yeah.
They're probably like, what the hell is these country boys saying?
Probably.
But,
these stupid Americans, I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, he's a really good voice impersonator. Do somebody, come on. Nah. Yeah, come on. He's an amazing voice impersonator. Do Donald Trump.
I haven't done him in a while. I don't know if I can.
Okay, who do you think you can do? He can do Spanish pretty good. He can do Indian. Oh, do the Indian dude.
I can't think of anything right now. I'm trying to think. What can I do?
Here you go, Muhammad. I'd like to buy this Mountain Dew.
That's just racist.
Well, then you go say something like,
Is this because I'm brown?
Oh, it's $1.75.
Is it because I'm brown? That's why you call me Muhammad?
No. No.
Sir, I'm tired of you talking to me like this. I cannot help you here.
Look, man, just ring my damn Mountain Dew up. And how much is it?
I don't know. I don't know. Hand it over to me. You freaking ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a.
$7? Man, what are you doing with all this money? You take it back to your country.
Sir, please be here. This is a 7-Eleven.
I'm about to fuck your 7-Eleven up.
Isn't that a drink?
That's 7-Up.
Oh, close enough. Close enough.
No, he's usually a whole lot better at it. But, he's still a little sick. One day when he's not sick, I'll have him to do some voice impression. He does Donald Trump really good. Like an Indian store clerk. He does that pretty good. So yeah, I mean, he does, pretty good at voice changing, voice acting. Jesus, there's something I meant to say in the very beginning of this video. It's not too late. I'm trying to remember the nickname. So I think the nickname for a specific person that watches our channel, I think her name was Strawberry Lemonade. Yes, Strawberry Lemonade. I just want to let you know, it wasn't you, it was me. I wish you the best of luck. Anyways, back to our normal.
You already did that.
No, I didn't. Because remember, we were going to do it in a video. It was the How We Met video, and we wound up not posting that video.
Oh, yeah.
That was a couple weeks back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, I've been trying to get us to do videos, and Tony's been, sick. He'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Then he'll, get really bad off, and I'm like, okay, you know what?
We'll scratch this.
Scratch it. We'll do it another day. But, yes. Strawberry Lemonade, I'm sorry. You know who you are. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm not even all that attractive anyway, so. I don't know.
That's it. You see this can? It resembles it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm brown and green. If I'm green, I need to go see a doctor. I got a problem.
No, the Hulk's green. It's normal.
Speaking of, I bet you guys didn't know something about me. My nickname used to be Hulk Smash. So I used to get mad when I'd get into fights or whatever. Pretty much, the more you made me mad, they said the more my strength is, and that I don't know my own strength, and that I smash everything in my sight. So that's a long time ago. I don't live up to that nickname anymore, but it used to be my nickname. I thought about actually getting a tattoo here of the Hulk, and underneath, like he's like ah, you know, and underneath it goes Hulk Smash, because I got the Iron Man tattoo, and Kat actually bought that for me for my birthday 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I know it's like trash, especially like right around here. That's because like I picked at it, or somewhere around here. When it was healing, I kind of picked at it a little bit, but. Yeah, she bought me that Iron Man tattoo. I absolutely love it, actually. I mean, it needs some work. As you can see, there's like some spots like right here where I picked at it while it was healing. But that's actually one of my favorite tattoos. And then I have the Ford tattoo. You guys can't really see that. But I have the Ford tattoo here. I'm a Ford guy, so... fuck Chevys, and you know, that's why Ford has more horsepower, torque, and towing capacity than any Chevrolet or General Motors out there. And you know what? If you like Chevy, then you're gay. You like dick in the butt. You know.
Man, what does it say on your arm?
Ford.
That's a weird way to spell Mazda.
He's just saying that because he has a Mazda. And if you guys didn't know that Ford at one point had their hands in Mazda, that sounds a little gross, but yeah, right up there, yes. No. Ford had, some...
They had Mazda, they had Lincoln.
They still have Lincoln.
Yeah, no, isn't there like one or two other vehicles that they used to have, like they owned or used to work with?
There's a few. There's a couple out there, yeah. For all you people that want to talk shit about Ford.
Found on the road dead.
No, first on race day, motherfucker. Found of real domination. Anyways, bet you didn't know that Ford made tanks, like tanks, like for back in the war. Yeah, look it up. Ford also had airplanes. Ford also, during the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, also made masks. I'm not talking about masks that just said Ford on them, with their logo. No. Like I said, Kat was a CNA, and they were like a banana-colored mask. It was almost like a KN95. And on the string it says made by Ford Inc. So, or no, made by Ford Corp, like Ford Corporation. Also, Ford was the very first ones that made the, what are they called? GM fell suit behind them. They made the air things for... I can normally know what they're called, but I forget what they're called now. I remember some that just fell on my hand. We got wood bees, carpenter bees out here. And
How was this, honey?
the other day, I had a carpenter bee shit all on my arm and my hand. And I don't know if that was just what that was or not, but the other day, when that carpenter bee shit on my hand, it was like wet pollen. with like little drops of wet pollen. So
Yeah, the other day I was sitting outside and I had one swimming around me, and he landed like right here on my lap. And he acted like he was dead, so I kicked him up, and he flew around me for a little bit, then went away. But
I didn't know them motherfuckers could sting you until the other day. I got stung by one. Yeah, I just thought they were like just buzzed around, drilling holes, you know. No, they can sting. It didn't hurt too bad. I mean, it definitely let you know it was there. But I had one sting me the other day. That was interesting. And I looked it up. Yeah, damn sure enough. Carpenter bees can sting you.
Stay away from them.
The problem is, as you guys have seen in the past, my whole like back porch is like carport is full of wood. So I'll show you guys. You guys have seen before, but that's my car, by the way. And you see the white Mazda back there, where my cigarette's at? Yeah, it's Tony's car. Let's burn his car down. Screw Mazda. Anyways, we're not actually gonna do that, but I didn't say nothing, Tony. I promise.
Yeah, you did.
But you didn't hear nothing.
I was right here. I heard everything.
You won't in the camera, so there you were. You won't there.
I seen your lips moving.
Well, you don't know what I said. You're not deaf, so you can't read lips.
No, we're not burning your car down.
Good. I'm glad that you don't know what I said.
I don't know why you want to burn your car down, buddy. It's a little messed up.
Not mine. I just spent $1,314.33 on new tires, all 4 new tires, and alignment. Jesus. If you're wondering, well, how in the world is that expensive? Well, I went and bought Michelin Defender 2s, and they came out to be like $900 some dollars. And then the place I have them put on by, they charge you like, I think it's $20 per tire to mount and balance them, and then they do the alignment, which is like damn near $200. So yeah, so that was like $1,300. We're not burning my car down. That's $1,300.
I still think it's funny. You'll leave $1,300 on your car, but we still can't even afford a tripod.
Well, the $1,300 comes out of the rent that Tony pays me. He pays me $500 a month rent, so
There's priorities.
my car is a great priority. So takes me to all the fast food places I want to go to.
So until then, this is all we are working with. So
I didn't actually spend $1,300, not yet. The place I go to, I have a business account, and they allow me to charge, and I can make payments until it's paid off. So what I'm about to do for the next 3 or 4 months, make $400 a month payments until I get it paid off. The next thing I gotta do to that car is I want to break some rotors. And you know, when I got that car, I've had that car now for a little over a year. Well, about a year and 3 months, 4 months, something like that. It's a 2017 Ford Fusion SE. It's nice. It's got, when I bought it, it had 19,000 miles on it. 19,000 miles for an 8-year-old car. And that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
So I did some research on it using Carfax. Found out that it was a loaner's car at the Ford dealership up in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I guess kind of like whenever your car's getting worked on,
And they gave you a rental?
Yep.
That was that?
That was that. So, and then it got transferred to CarMax, and CarMax didn't sell it. So then the place I bought it from CarMax, and then I bought it from them. Still making payments on it, $340 a month. Anyways, but the car was like out the door after taxes and title. I think like right under like 19 or right under like 20 grand for taxes and title. But I'm pretty sure I've actually got 59,000 miles on it now. I had it over like a year and like 3-4 months, something like that. So I've put about 40,000 miles on it in a year and some change, a year and 4 months, something like that. And
he drives a lot, so it's impressive, even that low of miles. It really is.
Well, I don't really drive a lot. Every once in a while, I'll take a little ride, you know. I'll go for a little ride, like a little hour and a half ride or whatever. I got this big circle I take.
At least 2 times a week.
No, not that often. But it's like...
I get home from work. Hey, buddy, you want to go for a ride?
It's a 75-mile round trip.
I think about 2 hours.
Well, it's an hour and a half. It takes an hour and a half for a 75-mile round trip. And it's all backcountry roads, so make just a big circle. Go through like 4 counties.
Take me home.
Copyrighted.
I believe it.
But I'm pretty sure the brakes and rotors that's on that is probably, I'm pretty sure, I hadn't looked. I don't know if there is a way to look, but I'm pretty sure that is the original manufacturer rotors and brake pads that are on that car. So, but yeah, no check engine lights, no nothing. I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you why I've become a Ford guy. Let me get something to drink first. And Tony we'll see if Tony's willing to tell his story why he's admitted that Ford is better than Chevrolet.
2 best friends sitting beside each other who not gay.
Yeah, anyways. So I'm going to tell you why I become a Ford guy. When I was like, I was in the age of around 10 to 13, somewhere in that area. And my stepfather had an old OSB or OBS, however you say it.
SOB. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be
it's
called.
It's like OSB or OBS.
I think it's OBS, I think.
Ford F-150 XLT. And you know those trucks, it was like a 90, I'd say like 94, 95. And I was impressed with a couple of things. The thing that I was impressed on, just to begin with, straight out the box, what it was, had 2 gas tanks. You know, once you ran out of the one, you just switch the side, and you just press that switch, and it goes over to the other one.
That's a fancy car. I've never seen a car in a box.
What?
It says brand new out of the box.
They say brand new.
Yeah.
What did I say that was brand new?
The truck. It says like it came out of a box.
I didn't say that.
Hey, you did. Never seen a car in a box.
I don't think I said that. We'll rewind it and watch it later. But what I was saying is, it had a box here with a button. And you press that button, and it switched over to the other gas tank. So, you know, at that age, I didn't know anything about mechanics or anything like that. And, well, my stepdad had a carpentry business of his own. And, well, the things I have seen him tow with that truck, it just blew my mind. Like the power that truck had. Remember, it was a 94, 95, 96, somewhere in that area. year truck. And I mean, he towed all kinds of stuff with that truck. I mean, it blew my mind. So that already blew my mind. And then he pulled an 18-wheeler out of the ditch with a trailer on it, a fully loaded trailer. So I was like really, really impressed. Well, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah, that's cool as hell. Then as I got older, I started doing research. Because all of my friends around me like Chevy. And, you know, we're in the South and everybody's like Chevy this, Chevy that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well.
Just GMC in general.
Yeah, just
people think
General Motors.
People just think GM out here is like the greatest thing in the world.
But I started doing my research. If you go to General Motors website or, you know, Chevy.com or, you know, whatever, and you compare the specs between the trucks, you know, like the specs of like the Mustang and the Camaro. You guys won't say anything about a Corvette. We can go one step higher. We can go to the Ford GT. Compare the specs of the Ford GT versus the Corvette. Okay. Ford was winning in all those specs. And I always saw the TV commercials that Ford had #1 best-selling truck of the year for a very long time.
I think it still does.
Yeah, I think they still have the #1 best-selling truck in the world. Well, then I stood up for myself, you know, in my younger adult years, and I said, you know what? When I was a group of friends, you know, fuck a Chevy, go Ford. I got laughed at, but that's okay. I stood my ground. And I'm gonna tell you something. Ever since I was able to drive and I had my first vehicle, it's been a Ford. And I've watched all my friends that are around me drive Chevrolets or anything that's General Motors. Might be GMC, Chevrolet, Pontiac, Cadillac, Buick, you know. I seen all my friends that drive all those General Motors products. They were always breaking down, calling me for a ride. Hey, can you come get me? My truck broke down. Hey, can you come get me? My car broke down. I'm on the side of the road, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll come get you. Ford to the rescue. Well, it's always been that. Then I've been we're in a situation where I've had to pull some people out of the ditch on snowy days. And I've seen, if you look up on YouTube, you actually look up like the Ford U-Haul trucks pulling mobile homes. Look it up. Ford towing mobile home or Ford towing house or pulling house. It's impressive on the things you'll see on YouTube. Actually, if you look it up, I want to say at least 90% of, like if you do Ford versus Chevy tug of war on YouTube, 90% of the time you're going to see a Ford win those. The other 10% is because, well, the Chevy had like something way down in the in the bed of the truck, or Chevy had more grip tire, you know, tread on the tires, or you know, something like stupid like that. Or the Chevy was even in 4-wheel drive. So that's the only time that Chevy's ever won those tug of wars. And I'll let Tony tell you why. He's I think now a converted Ford guy. Even though he drives a Mazda, that's all he could get right now, so that's why he's driving that. But he'll tell you why he switched his opinion from General Motors to Ford.
The main thing that really grabbed my attention was it's working on them. I'll be honest. Anytime I've ever worked on any kind of Ford thing, replacing out batteries, wiper blades, any of that stuff. It's always been easy. They make it very, easy, accessible, everything to get to. They don't make it difficult at all. It don't matter, what kind of part it is. Most of them are all pretty simple and easy to replace, good parts. But when you get to like certain GMCs and certain Chevys and all that, they like to be a little bit more difficult to change out certain things. And
explain the battery situation. Again, he works at an auto parts store. We're not allowed to say which one according to company policy, but we'll just say he works at an auto parts store. So,
but there's one day where I had changed out a battery, and it was on a Silverado, and it was one of the newer ones, I guess, like the early like teen models or like the early 20 models. I can't remember what it was, but the battery was on the side, passenger side, tucked underneath the windshield, and then you got the coolant reservoir right there on its tail, and you got like two or three maybe centimeters of room to try to wiggle this thing in and out. It's got 3 or 4 bars coming across the battery and in between it, and then down. Like there's a whole bunch of brackets just holding it down. But just to get the one battery out, it was frustrating to get to that. And I didn't like it, and I had one day where I was trying to switch out batteries. I'll be honest, I was struggling with it just because of where it's at and how much space you have. I was tempted to almost just walk out, leave the customer there and walk out of my work just for that kind of battery. And it's kind of sad when changing a battery on a vehicle makes you want to walk out of a job because of how difficult it is just to get to it.
Why don't you tell me about so when Tony first moved in with me, he had what year Tahoe?
It was an 05.
It was an 05 Chevy Tahoe. And Tony had wound up hitting a deer. Matter of fact, he was on his way from work back home here, and he wound up hitting a deer. Well, it did some damage to the plastic, cut like front bumper, like where the Chevy logo's at, and the fake plastic chrome. And he got it home, and he was like, okay, everything's fine. Well, the next day, there's a puddle on the floor, on the ground. Me and him got to looking. I said, dude, that's the trans cooler line. And so we drove it back to his job. Luckily, his job isn't that far away. It's about 15 minutes away. And we got it there. We spent 2 days, 2 long, miserable days trying to put that trans cooler back on. You wanna know why? So the way that Chevrolet decided to put on these quick connect tabs made it so difficult. You couldn't get off the old lines, so you got the lines that go into the transmission for the cooler. So when you took the old transmission cooler off, it had these quick connect tabs. I kept telling Tony, I think those need to come off. Well, me and him, we're pulling hard. I mean, we've got pliers. We're pulling it, trying to pull it off the line. They would not come off the line. Well, so then we tried to rig it, and that didn't really work. We were trying to use. What were we trying to use?
We used hose and clamps, trying to
connect it back to the new. We were just gonna rig it because he was gonna get rid of it to go get the moss though. And I was like, man, there's got to be a better way. After we rigged it, one side didn't leak, but the other side did leak. I'm like, great. So we just left the vehicle that night.
We did some more research.
I looked up some YouTube videos, and they were like, you really got to pull on those quick connect tabs to really get them off. And once we figured out how to do it, it made life so much easier. But it took 2 long, miserable days. And I don't mean, here and there, screwing with it. I mean it was like sun up that morning to sundown. And then the next day, sun up to sundown. 2 long days just trying to get the intercooler back on.
Yep.
And not only that, the thing had all kinds of problems. So Tony doesn't like to keep up on maintenance. I'm a stickler for maintenance. So I'm like, man, we got to get you some Mobil 1 full synthetic oil to go in that thing. So we do the oil change, and we pour the Mobil 1 oil in there. Everything looked good. We topped it off where it needed to be off, all that good stuff. Within a couple of days, it ate all that oil up. There's no leaks on the ground. So we assumed that it had like a gasket leak, or either a gasket leak or it was just basically burning oil. So he goes, man, I can't afford to go buy no more Mobil 1. That's expensive. Let's just go buy the cheap stuff. We go buy the cheap stuff, pour that in there, and it's been in there ever since. He actually sold the truck to his dad. His dad still has it, so that's how we know the oil's still in there. It blows my mind. I don't get it. It's like we never ever changed the oil. And then and then it has some spark plug issues. It was misfiring like crazy all the time. Tony changed out spark plugs. His next thing, and that didn't work. So his next thing was going to be change out spark plug wires. And he ain't got to that yet, but it was still misfiring like crazy. I'd pour some seafoam into the throttle body, do a seafoam treatment through the throttle body, and it worked great for like a day or two.
I think so. Yeah.
Like a day or two, wouldn't be misfiring or anything, and then just start misfiring after those couple of days after that, like the seafoam treatment. So I don't know. That thing was cursed. I swear it was. But Tony's also had other experiences in his life before the Tahoe and before working on vehicles at his job. And he's had other vehicles in the past where they'd be General Motors. And he's had vehicles that were Ford. And without me telling you, would you say you had less problems or more problems with the Ford versus any General Motors you ever owned?
It's kind of a toss-up.
Think of the Escape. He had a Ford Escape once. I loved that damn thing.
It had problems, though.
It had some problems, but again, that was because you didn't do maintenance. He's not a stickler for maintenance. He's like, I'll do maintenance once the thing decides not to crank. Well, when it decides not to start anymore, then I'll do maintenance. Then I'll change the oil. But okay, so let's compare the Escape to the Tahoe.
Well, they're all about the same, really.
Yeah, you're making me seem like, come on, man. What changed?
I mean, I changed vehicles, yeah.
No, I mean, like, when's your opinion changed? Because, like, it was like a couple months ago I got him to admit that Ford was better.
I mean, they're all really about the same, really.
Well, with that, we'll just say this. They all have their problems. but I would think that Ford has less problems. And Tony, at one point, Tony was agreeing with that, was saying that too. So I don't know if you know this thing about Tony or not. He'll get a little upset. I think he's a little upset at me because I said he doesn't do maintenance all that well. And I think that's what just hit him hard. So he's trying to act like a Billy Badass. I don't know. Pouty. I don't know. But I'll get it one day on recording where he says that Ford's better. I promise you guys. Is that what it was? Then what was it?
No.
You just tired?
Yeah.
Have we done too much already because you're sick or whatever?
Yeah.
All right. I see. I told you. That's why we haven't been really doing any videos, because he's not feeling the best or whatever. He's wore out. I think he gave his all. So again, my name is Michael.
Done.
And we'll see you guys later. Hopefully next time Tony will feel a little better.